What's up, people? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest updates. I mean, you need to stay updated. There are lots of changes coming up, and it's both good and bad news. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I mean, you guys need to know so you are prepared. Okay, so hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. If you're new, my name is FaithOjone, and on this channel I talk about ways you can travel abroad and settle abroad. I also share with you resources on how you can get started. So if this is the kind of content you like, smash the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you do not miss any of my video. Without wasting so much of your time, let's get started. Let's start with the good news. The good news is that the Scottish government, well, Scotland is still part of the United Kingdom, but it's like a separate country. If you guys understand the whole England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, there are 4 different countries, but under the umbrella of United Kingdom, if you understand what I mean. In preparation for the winter, the Scottish government, they're planning on recruiting more health workers. So recruitment of 1,000 additional staff over the course of this winter, including the £8 million to recruit up to 750 nurses, midwives, allied health professionals from overseas, as well as 250 support staff across acute primary care and mental health. They're budgeting £8 million for the recruitment of over 1,000 staffs from overseas. So midwives, nurses, primary health carers, and mental health workers. I'm sure you'll be wondering, £8 million for recruitment. Yes guys, I work in a recruitment company, and trust me, companies pay a lot of money to get these companies to get staff for them. So if you don't know this, like, you need to know this now. You are important. So if you're a skilled worker, you have experience, I mean, a lot of companies, in fact almost every companies, pay a lot of money to get staff. So do you know how much it costs to just post a job advert on Indeed, CV Library, or Total Jobs? It's not small money, guys. So I don't know, that's why when I see job seekers are like, oh, I'm not getting job, I'm like, something is going on, because companies are spending a whole lot of money to recruit candidates, and candidates are struggling to find jobs. So what is going on? There's something going on. Something is not adding up, because how can company be spending so much money just to be able to find the right candidates for their roles, and candidates are finding it hard to get jobs? So now they are budgeting £8 million just to recruit 1,000 health workers in Scotland. So the Scottish government officially, this is just the budgeting for the recruitment of this staff from overseas. So if you're an overseas healthcare workers, nurses, midwife, you're watching this video, Scotland wants you. So all I'm going to say is start looking for jobs with sponsorship in Scotland. The best website I can tell you is the NHS. Okay, just go to the NHS career page and change your location from England to put in Scotland, and it will show you all the available jobs there. So you put the occupation. If you're a midwife, you choose midwife. If you're a nurse, you do all of that. That's like the website I can tell you to find healthcare jobs, NHS official websites. You can also check other job sites like Total Jobs, Indeed, CV Library, and all of that. So just change your location to Scotland, and it's going to show you jobs in the health sector in Scotland. So that is good news number 1. So moving on, changes to the UK immigration are expected to be announced by Christmas. This is not confirmed. Nobody is saying this is what is going to happen. This is just like, you know, information just coming out that these are the plans that the UK government have. So this is basically going to be for skilled workers. It is not official. It is just speculation, okay? So do not hold on to this. It is good for you to be prepared, because sometimes speculations becomes reality. I'm going to be telling you some of the changes that you should be expecting. Some of them might not happen, but some might happen. Like I said, it's just speculation, but also it's good to talk about it, because there've been speculation about the dependent visa, like the student dependent visa. There's been speculation for so long. Well, I keep shoving it off my shoulder. I'm like, nah, it's not going to happen. Nah, it's not going to happen. And it happened. So now any speculation, I'm going to talk about it, because so that everybody will be prepared. So a lot of businesses in the UK are really complaining to the government, to the Home Office, telling them to make it easier for them to recruit workers from all over the world. And one of the challenges for businesses is like the salary threshold. Like, let's take for example the scale-up visa. The salary threshold is £33,000. They expect scale-up business who are in the scale-up phase to hire people from overseas and pay them £33,000. That is a lot of money. So businesses are like talking to the Home Office, the government, to reduce the salary threshold. Aside from the salary threshold, they're also complaining that the immigration surcharge, you know, they pay immigration surcharge. Like, for a company to be able to bring one candidate into the UK, they have to pay for COS, immigration surcharge, depending on the level of your business. If it's small or big business, you might be paying way more for immigration surcharge. So the immigration surcharge is paid yearly. So if you're filing for 3 years visa for an overseas candidate, you have to pay the immigration surcharge for 3 years, plus the COS, plus NHS surcharge, because the companies will have to cover for NHS surcharge if they're bringing overseas candidates most of the time. So it's a lot of money for this business to be able to recruit. So they're like, okay, yes, the UK government are bringing up different visa to help them recruit from overseas, but the money that they have to spend to bring this candidate is too much. And of course, which is understandable, for a business to bring candidate from overseas, they have to spend a lot of money. That's why you see that some smaller business will be telling you to pay for your COS, especially in the care sector, because they can't afford it. They have to pay for COS and immigration surcharge. So yeah. Moving on, the minister ought to remove or reduce the English language requirement for some roles and add more jobs to the shortage occupation list, as the lower salary requirement makes it easier for employers to sponsor more workers. The salary level is too high for some regions, especially Northern Ireland, where migrants would need to pay more than the local workforce. In most roles, to qualify for sponsorship, it doesn't solve the fact that there is no effective visa category for entrepreneurs and investors. So this is like, they're talking about so many things. So like, people in businesses in Northern Ireland, like the threshold to be able to sponsor people to the UK is too much for them. And also they are thinking of the English language requirements. They are saying they should reduce it for some job roles, and they should include more jobs to the shortage occupation list. But this is where the problem is. Some of the ministers are okay with adding more jobs to the shortage occupation list, but some of the ministers are saying they don't want low-skilled workers. I was actually wondering, why is it that they don't want low-skilled workers? But one of a subscriber here made a comment on my post and be like, Faith, is because they're not going to get more tax. So if you're working in a low-skilled job, the tax will not be more, but if you're working in a high-skilled job, they can get more tax from you, which makes sense, because the more you earn, the more tax you pay. They're like divide. Some people are in support of adding more jobs to the shortage occupation list. Some of them are saying no. So there's been like a back and forth. A lot of ministers, like, they don't want low-skilled migrants in their country, so they just want to focus on bringing in engineers, doctors, those high-end job, tech job. But other businesses who are not tech industry are really struggling. Many sectors are still struggling to recover after the end of free movement, particularly those with the low-skilled workers. With unemployment in the UK at its lowest level since 1974, labor shortages are a growing problem, leaving many businesses with no options but to look overseas for work. But the Conservative Party will be very wary of numbers of migrants from non-EU countries such as India, Nigeria, and the Philippines increasing, with immigrants from this country tending to arrive with large family. So now this is the bad news. Obviously, they want skilled migrants, but they are urging businesses to like reduce the amount of people they get from countries like Nigeria, India, and Philippines, because this country tend to come to the UK with their relative. when I saw the student dependent visa issue, when they mentioned that a lot of Nigerians are coming to the UK with their dependents, I told my friend that this thing is going to trickle down to skilled workers. And I've not even finished talking about it. Look at how they mentioned it. I know it's going to trickle down to skilled workers. I'm like, what's at this point? So wait, you want people to come to the UK and work, but they shouldn't come with their family. So now this is it. They want mostly people from the EU. So this is the bad news. Obviously, they want skilled migrants, they want workers in the UK, but they are complaining that people from Nigeria, India and the Philippines are always coming to the UK with a lot of relatives, so they should try to focus on recruiting people from the EU. If this is not discrimination, I don't know what this is. Lastly, to really benefit, certain jobs should be exempt from the immigration skill charge between £364 and £1,000 per year of sponsorship payable by employers, plus the cost of NHS surcharge between £470 and £624 per person per year. This is normally covered by the employee. So employers are begging the UK government to reduce the immigration surcharge and also reduce the NHS surcharge for employees too, because sometimes most companies usually cover for NHS surcharge, but some companies do not, because they'll ask you to cover for it because it's a lot of money they are paying. So if all of this money is reduced, maybe employers will consider recruiting overseas candidate more. So this is all the changes that might be happening in Christmas. Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully they get to add more jobs to the shortage occupation list. They get to reduce maybe the amount you pay for NHS surcharge or immigration surcharge. That's for the businesses. And I mean, hopefully things will be a lot easier, because as I'm talking to you, like, the UK is struggling, shortage of staff. So that is why you see that they are coming up with different ways to make it easier for companies and businesses to recruit more candidates, because if companies are struggling to get staff, they're going to move their business elsewhere. And as we all know, the UK solely depends on tax. So that's like their main source of generating funds. If you want the link to the information, I'm going to leave it down below so you can go read it yourself. Anyway guys, we have come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Do you think they're going to clamp down on dependent visa for skilled workers as well, like they are planning on doing for student visa? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.